All right, YouTube. Big Germ's Garage, looking at the 93 Suzuki DR250. As you can see, I've got a lot of tags on wires. I've got jumper cables running all over the place. I've got wires all over the floor from the harness. I got parts in a box over there. I've been taking this thing apart, trying to figure out what the problem is. I got the carburetor. If you've seen another, or actually, I'm making a video in the process now. I'm making carburetor cleaning video. But I'll just show you what I did. If you remember, when I first got this bike, I couldn't turn it over because the wiring was all messed up. The clutch was messed up where it was stuck in, and it wouldn't go in gear. So I didn't know if this thing was locked up. I didn't know if the transmission was messed up when I first got it. No battery. It had this extra control for the lights. I mean, turn signals and horn and all that stuff up here. Plus, it had the old one still up here, which was cut. Anyway, I had basically all these wires were sitting up here in the front. So when I got it, it looked a lot like this. Wires all over the place. In the back, it looked a lot like this minus the tags that I've got here for turn signals and stuff. Minus the tags and minus the jumper cables. It was a mess. I've got wires back here hanging down from the lights, which I'm going to remove. But I'm going to make this strictly just a dirt bike. No lights are going to be on it. No speedometer, no headlight, nothing. Just going to be a straight up dirt bike. So let me show you what I've done so far. For the most part, I've removed every single thing that I could think of. The bike had a switch on it. Actually, I think the switch might be... Let's see, is this switch over here? Alright, no luck there. I had a switch. It has a Kickstarter switch on it, which it's around here somewhere. It had a Kickstarter switch, which was actually still here. The Kickstarter switch is hanging. Alright, so Kickstarter switch is there. I've actually bypassed this on the right hand side. I've bypassed it right now with some alligator clips. I'm getting ready to bypass it permanently. But basically, there's a green wire and then there's a black and white wire. And what that means is basically the side stand's got to be up for you to be able to start the motor. So I've got it bypassed so that right now, there's no power sitting on it right now, but when I hit the start button, power goes through these wires. Basically, if the switch was on there, power wouldn't go through if the side stand was down. So I've got that bypassed. The clutch up here had a switch, which I bypassed also. Up in the front, the bypass, or the wire that I bypassed it with, was the yellow with the green stripe. Basically, I just took the whole loop out for there's probably not going to be any use looking for the wires. Actually, here it is. These wires ran up here to the clutch, and then these went down and plugged in basically where those two are. So I just took this whole loop out and put them straight together. And the same thing, the wires wouldn't light up with the test light unless the clutch was pulled in. So now basically it's just connected as if there's never a switch in the first place. But I've got heat shrink. I've shortened up the harness. I've basically taken out. I'm still going to do some more taping and heat shrinking, and I'm going to get this harness wrap thing, this thing back on it. It's going to be a lot shorter. So I've basically taken that big nest of wires down there. It was all up front. Taken all that out. I've got these wires nice and tight so they're not hanging out in front. And I'm going to remove the headlight brackets and everything. So it's going to look like a regular dirt bike up front. The wires that I need, the only wires I really needed were here. I've got the yellow with the green stripe going to the yellow and green stripe from the harness. I've got the black with a yellow stripe going down to the harness. Then I've got there's an orange orange connected. I've got black and whites connected. White and black. I thought there was a red. Yeah, the red. Got the red and brown coming out of the harness and hooking back into the orange and going back into the harness. Like I said, there's a white and black stripe that runs up front. The black with white stripe is the ground. The red, which loops out here, is power going to the orange. But basically, I've got it set up now so that the power switch here, or kill switch, push the start button, nothing happens. Put the switch down, hit the starter button, and it tries to crank. Good news is I've got the my spark tester stuck on here, so when I do hit the button, I do have spark. So I've got the wiring harness all narrowed down to everything I don't need that is out of it, all the lights. I'm going to do the same thing back here, maybe. Get rid of a bunch of this. Most of these are lights for, let's see, turn signal lights, turn signal, brake light, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of that stuff I'm going to get rid of and tuck it out of the way so the harness is nice and clean. But anyway, I just wanted to show the progress that the carburetor's getting dipped. I've got spark. Carburetor needs new gaskets and some new O-rings. And basically, once I get that cleaned, get the tank back on here, get the carburetor back on, I've got spark. It sounds good. It turns over. No noise as it's turning over. Who knows what's going to sound like when I get it started. But hopefully, I can get this thing running soon. But like I said, wiring harness is shortened. So if you have any questions about the harness, obviously if you leave me a comment in a year from now, who knows if I'll have the bike or not. But basically, this is all it needs to actually run. And the red to the orange. And the brown, I probably could get away with the brown. I think the brown is for lights. But I've got that. It was hooked. It worked when it was hooked up, so I just left it alone. But red, brown, go to orange. There's a white with a black stripe that's connected together up here. The yellow and green are for the switches for the clutch. The black with white stripe is the ground. And then this harness here, like I said, this is a 93, so it might be different on yours. Orange and orange go together. And this is the plug. This is for the starter button switch. So that's what that one is. Anyway, hopefully this is, if you maybe just curious as to progress I'm making. Like I said, I got this bike a week ago, and I got the thing pretty close to starting. Just got to get the carburetor on it now and get the tank straight. But I've actually ordered the parts for the carburetor, so I'll get those hopefully in a couple of days, get that back together. And like I said, I do have a video of me cleaning that, which I haven't posted yet because I haven't finished putting it back together. Another thing, I'm going to remove this whole switch cluster. I don't need this. I'm going to need to get a new, either fix this clutch lever or get a new one. I probably have one off of an old bike. Get them, those handlebars. I'm thinking about taking those off and see if I've got some Renthal bars on the LT230 right there that look pretty good. So I might put those on here. But thanks for watching Big Germ's Garage. Like I said, now it's push button. How's the start? So far, so good. Thanks for watching.